I'm Rachel, 55. Sitting in the boardroom of Horizon Tech, I'm filled with a mix of relief and pride as I watch my son, Ethan, present a thought-out plan for a new project. But it wasn't always like this. A few months ago, I was at a company party, humiliated by my daughter-in-law, Lily. She laughed her fake laugh and said, "Oh, this is Rachel, Ethan's mother, our little freeloader." The room went silent for a moment. I stood there, clutching my simple handbag, wearing the dress I'd saved for special occasions. The executives from the company where Ethan had worked for 8 years exchanged uncomfortable glances. Lily continued, dripping with contempt, "She's always around our house. Can't take care of herself since Ethan's father passed away." I felt the heat of humiliation on my cheeks. 5 years had passed since my husband, Daniel, died, and this was how they saw me, a burden. What hurt the most was Ethan standing there, saying nothing, a weak smile frozen on his face. I mumbled about finding the restroom and fled. In the empty bathroom, I stared at my reflection. If only they knew that I was the majority shareholder of Horizon Tech, the company Daniel and I had built from scratch. We were young when we met. Daniel was a software engineer, and I was a project coordinator at a small firm. We lived in a tiny apartment in a not-so-nice part of town, but we had big dreams. We saved every penny, worked long hours, and finally, with a huge leap of faith, we started Horizon Tech. When I got pregnant with Ethan, we were terrified of losing everything. But I worked right up until I gave birth and was back at work soon after. We wanted Ethan to have a normal life, so when he went to college, we made it seem like our savings were paying for his tuition, hiding the fact that it was our company that was financing it. After Daniel's death, he made me promise not to tell Ethan about my shares. He wanted Ethan to make his own way in the world. So for 5 years, I lived simply, attended board meetings through a proxy, and watched as Ethan climbed the corporate ladder on his own. But Lily changed everything. She met Ethan 3 years ago, and from the start, she made it clear that she thought Ethan could do better than having a simple mother like me. One evening, as we were leaving the party, I overheard her whispering to Ethan, "We need to talk about your mother. She's embarrassing. You're up for a promotion, and we can't have her around." Ethan sighed and said he'd talk to me. That was the moment I decided it was time to take action. I called my family attorney, Mr. Thompson. He was the only one besides me who knew the truth about my ownership. I told him everything, Lily's cruel words, Ethan's silence. He suggested it might be time to tell Ethan the truth, but I was hesitant, still wanting to honor Daniel's wish. The following week, I decided to visit Ethan at work, bringing his favorite lunch. When I arrived at Horizon Tech, the receptionist eyed my modest clothes with disdain. Ethan was surprised and uncomfortable to see me. He led me to a break room, not wanting his colleagues to see his unfashionable mother. While there, I noticed the dark circles under his eyes. He said he was working on a big project, and Lily was stressed because she wanted to buy a house in an upscale neighborhood. I knew that house was far beyond their current means. After lunch, I took a detour and overheard Lily in a conference room. She was talking to a man named Jake, a consultant. They were plotting to get Ethan a promotion so that Jake could secure a multi-million-dollar contract for an Asian market expansion. Lily laughed and said Ethan was easy to manipulate. I was shocked and sickened. I called Mr. Thompson immediately, and he brought along Mrs. Harris, the former CFO who served as my proxy. We learned that Jake had a history of failed projects in the Asian market, and he was trying to push Horizon Tech into a risky venture. I decided to attend the board meeting as Mr. Smith, a mysterious shareholder. When I entered the boardroom, heads turned. Ethan stared at me, trying to place my face. The meeting started, and when Ethan presented his proposal for the Asian expansion, I could see Daniel in him, but also a desperation to impress. I asked pointed questions about the market analysis and risk assessment. Lily was furious, and Ethan was confused. In the end, the proposal was tabled. Ethan was disappointed, but I told him as Mr. Smith that the basic concept had merit. However, Lily hired a private investigator, and Ethan found out the truth about me. He was angry and hurt. I explained that it was Daniel's wish for him to succeed on his own. I also warned him about Lily and Jake's plot. Ethan started to do his own research and discovered the truth. At the next board meeting, he withdrew his proposal and exposed Jake's shady business practices. He also defended me, saying I had been honoring his father's wishes. Lily was furious, but Ethan was finally seeing the light. He decided to reconsider his relationship with Lily. 2 months later, here we are. Ethan is presenting a new, researched project, and Lily is out of his life. As the board votes in favor of Ethan's proposal, I feel a sense of peace. The long-held secret is out, and the family legacy is safe. Daniel would be proud of Ethan, and I'm proud of myself for finally stepping out of the shadows.